Coming up, how federal funds could expand solar energy options for families in need.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Kentucky is set to get more than $60 million in federal money to expand solar energy options for low-income Kentuckians. It's coming from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's Solar for All program. Grayson Passmore talked to researchers who say this could change families' lives for the better.
Solar energy has been growing in Kentucky over the past several years. Now, a $62.5 million investment will make this growth more accessible to low-income and disadvantaged communities.
The tornadoes in western Kentucky and the massive floods that occurred in eastern Kentucky. I believe this grant has the opportunity to help a lot of those families that were harmed by those disasters, and hopefully it will be able to extend to other parts of the state as well.
With Solarized Frankfort, Andy McDonald says solar is the cheapest source of energy available, but the equipment needed to transform the sun into energy costs a lot to install. He says this EPA investment will change that for people who need it most.
The cost of energy is a major part of any family's budget, but particularly for lower-income families and people in depressed areas of the state.
So helping people reduce or eliminate the cost of electricity will allow them to invest their money in other needs their families have.
Solar energy is a resource that can help us address those environmental problems and at the same time make the air cleaner for people and spur our economic development.
And McDonald hopes this is just the start. In Frankfort, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
The Solar for All program includes $7 billion divided among 60 grants that's going to states, nonprofits, and some tribes.
We are tracking some wet weather to close out your Tuesday, all thanks to a cold front. Let's go to First Alert Pinpoint Doppler and some good news. No severe weather this evening, but we are tracking some light to moderate showers. Zooming into the Big Sandy Valley, a few light showers close to Inez and Martin County, also pushing into Mingo, Logan, and Wayne counties in West Virginia. And same story for parts of Floyd, also Johnson and Lawrence counties at this hour. Nothing too heavy, but a few light sprinkles as we go into tonight, and a few more showers close to Hazard for Perry County, moving into parts of Leslie and Breathitt counties, and some more light showers at this hour close to I-75 and Pulaski, also in Rockcastle counties right now. Again, this is all thanks to a cold front close to the Ohio River, and that will continue pushing off to the south as we go through late tonight, also early on Wednesday. Right now, most of us are mild in the middle to lower 60s, but that cooler air is not far away, and we wake up in the middle to upper 50s to walk out the door on your Wednesday, and a few more showers as well early Wednesday morning, but we are tracking some mainly dry weather by Wednesday afternoon and a warming trend also on the way. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear is showing his support for a firefighter who was hurt while battling a fire in Laurel County. It happened yesterday just off Interstate 75 at exit 29. It also destroyed an old tractor-trailer garage. Officials say it took hours to put out the flames. In a post on X, the governor said, quote, wishing a speedy recovery to the firefighter injured yesterday while fighting a structure fire in Laurel County. We are grateful for your heroic actions for your community. An argument in a parking lot leads to a man being arrested for assault. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says 30-year-old Dennis Jones was involved in an argument with a woman. Deputies say Jones became irate and broke out the back window of a woman's car. He then dragged her down the parking lot with his vehicle. The woman suffered cuts and scratches on both elbows. Jones is charged with assault and criminal mischief. A new state law will expand the Slowdown, Move Over law established in 2003. It now includes any stranded vehicle on Kentucky roads with at least 4 lanes. This law requires drivers to slow down and move over to provide space for vehicles marked by hazard lights or road flares. Lori Weaver Hawkins with AAA of the Bluegrass and Motor Vehicle Advocates worked on this legislation expansion for several years.
We rank, usually, unfortunately, I don't know if you want to call it the top 10, maybe the 10 among the 10 worst for distracted driving. And that is one of the biggest issues. So it's been a long fight. I really am appreciative of the legislators.
The new law goes into effect in July. Weaver Hawkins says from 2015 to 2020, there were 28 people in Kentucky who were killed while outside of a broken down vehicle. A small business in Winchester is at the center of a community-wide controversy. Some community leaders believe the store, the Crystal Coven, promotes witchcraft. The controversy arose after an event promoted by the store was promoted by the Winchester-Clark County Tourism Commission in a monthly newsletter. At a commission meeting, a county magistrate said tax dollars should not be used to support something that promotes witchcraft. But the owner says she doesn't sell witchcraft materials.
I don't claim a religion. I'm a metaphysical shop. Yeah. I am registered as a business, not a church.
No definitive answer was reached as to what the commission can and cannot promote. We're told this topic could come up again in this week's Clark County Fiscal Court meeting. Hundreds of educators from 26 school districts in southeastern and south central Kentucky poured into the Corbin Arena today for the Teach Palooza, an event that shows appreciation for those who help shape future generations. WYMT's Jack Demler has more from Corbin.
From teacher to principal to superintendent, Charles Morton has spent many years in the field of education.
I wanted to do the job that I'm doing because I love my community. I love my school district. It's my home school district, and so a lot of personal connection, deeply connected to my community, my school, and my students. So that makes it really easy.
A field that might not receive the recognition it deserves.
Sometimes it can be thankless.
Now, as chairman of Southeast South Central Education Cooperative, Morton got to take part in showing all educators how much they are appreciated.
So I think it's wonderful. I think this is a way for our region, our co-ops, our school districts to just once again say how much we appreciate what you do.
An event that celebrates not only teachers, but everyone involved in school systems.
Everybody's some child's lifeline. Everybody is some child's coach. And to make sure that everybody understands how important their role is to talk to communicate with, and to help raise our kids. And so we're all in it together.
A night filled with vendors and prizes to help show all educators just how important they are.
All of the folks in our schools and districts it's unrecognized, the work that they do. And so this is kind of a platform to spotlight and let them know that we see it and we appreciate it, and we want to give them an event that's just for them.
Celebrating those who shape our youth. In Corbin, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Dixon says their goal is to be able to give back to their educators and those that impact the lives of their students. Officials with the City of London are working to design a new building for first responders. The building will be located behind City Hall. It will house the London Police Department and Dispatch Center, as well as adding 120 parking spots. Officials estimate the project will cost up to $3.5 million. Mayor Randall Weddle says they hope to start construction soon.
So I'm hoping, we can break ground late this year. We're supposed to be sitting this week with the engineers to finalize some of the information to get the numbers and the building itself completed, so we can take that to the bank itself. So hopefully, we'll know more within the next 2 weeks.
Weddle says they will not be raising taxes as a result of the project. He says they will add 2 stations for the dispatch center. Mountain Comprehensive Care Center brought its programs to the Pikeville Park today. The Spring Wellness Fair brought workers from the MCCC Home Place Clinic and the Opioid Quick Response Team to set up and share informational resources with people in the community. The event included free screenings, free COVID tests, and more, in an effort to teach those who may not be comfortable in the clinic setting.
Yeah, I think one of the things that it can provide is helps with tearing down the stigma associated with seeking treatment.
Ward says they hope to host more pop-ups in the future to reach as many people as possible. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, a witness is called back to the stand in former President Trump's hush money trial.
Plus, we are tracking some wet weather overnight. Your forecast coming up after this break.